We go to number 2 with the Browns. And I really think that this is a toss-up without a quarterback really involved. And I'm not saying it's impossible they take Shedeur Sanders. I actually think they could wind up trading back into the first round and taking Shedeur Sanders maybe later on. But I right now, I think this is either Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. And again, we gave you that little piece of evidence last week that shows maybe that's the way that they're looking at all of this. When 2 Fridays ago, they had their owner, Jimmy Haslam, their general manager, Andrew Berry, their EVP, J.W. Johnson, in State College, Pennsylvania, for Abdul Carter's pro day, even though he wasn't working out. They had him out to dinner the night before. But there was one person who wasn't there that's really important. That's the head coach, Kevin Stefanski, because Kevin Stefanski was in Oxford, Mississippi to see Jackson Dart's pro day at Ole Miss and go meet with Jackson Dart. And Jackson Dart's not going to be the second overall pick. So what does that tell you? Looking at it, it tells you they're looking at the idea of taking a position player second overall and then doubling back there at the top of the second round, or moving back into the first round to get their quarterback that way. They've got Kenny Pickett in the building, of course, already, who gives them a baseline at the position. I think Kirk Cousins is still a possibility for them, potentially. Maybe there's a Friday of the draft trade there that could be worked out. But obviously Abdul Carter is a very strong consideration. Travis Hunter is a very strong consideration too. They sent the cavalry to Colorado's pro day last week. And I think Hunter is somebody that they look at and say, and we could put him on defense opposite Denzel Ward. And now we got maybe one of the best corner tandems in football. If we pass on the idea of having Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter as one of the best edge rusher combos in football. And then if you have Hunter, now you compare him with Jerry Jeudy on offense, and you're looking at a different situation for whoever your quarterback is. I also think the idea of taking Travis Hunter, there's less chance of failure with it. He's got a really high ceiling. He's also got a really high floor, because you're going to get a lot of cracks at getting that one right. If you get him out there in the receiver group and he looks like he's good, not great, maybe you go full-time a corner or vice versa. Either way, there are lots of different ways to crack the egg with Travis Hunter, where I think you're going to wind up with a positive result if you take him. And I feel the same way. Abdul Carter is an easier projection. If you're talking about knowing exactly what he's going to be in the pros, then yes, like you can look at Abdul Carter and say, you can stick him on the edge in that Cleveland defense. He's a good fit for Jim Schwartz's aggressive upfield scheme. And now you don't have to worry about the position forever, because you've got Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter. And when Myles Garrett eventually ages out, Abdul Carter becomes your primary guy. Either way, Cleveland, I think, can't lose taking either of those guys. It's a great situation for the Browns to have. And again, like, I just think that the gap between where you see Carter and Hunter and then the rest of the quarterback class after Ward is significant enough where you're taking a position player there too if you're Cleveland.